The stage is set. 16 teams, one ultimate goal. The 2026 NBA playoffs are here, and anything can happen. Will an underdog rise from the shadows and shock the world? Or will a true contender dominate and claim the throne? From Game 1 to the finals, I'm breaking down every series, every matchup, and every bold prediction on who's surviving and who's going home early.
The Toronto Raptors versus the Cleveland Cavaliers.
These two teams have met each other 3 times in the playoffs, all between 2016 to 2018, and Cleveland has dominated every single series. Their most recent clash came in the 2018 Eastern Conference semifinals, where the Cavs swept Toronto in 4 games. In fact, the Raptors have never beaten Cleveland in a playoff series, with the Cavs holding an overwhelming 12-2 record in playoff matchups. This season, I'm predicting that Toronto returns to the playoffs for the first time since 2022, but they'll once again run into a championship-caliber Cavaliers team. Cleveland has made the playoffs 3 years in a row and is set for a 4th straight appearance, this time as the number 1 seed in the East. After back-to-back semifinal appearances, their deepest run since the LeBron James era, the Cavs look ready to take the next step. Last season, they reached the Eastern Conference semifinals, but fell to the Pacers in 5 games. With that experience and a stronger roster, Cleveland seems poised to push even further this year. In this Eastern Conference first-round matchup, I'm predicting the Cleveland Cavaliers will take control early and close out the series in 5 games, dominating from start to finish.
The Detroit Pistons versus the New York Knicks.
These two teams meet again in what will be their 5th ever playoff clash, a rematch of last year's Eastern Conference first round. In that 2025 series, the New York Knicks handled business, defeating the Detroit Pistons in 6 games, marking their first playoff matchup since 1992. Historically, this rivalry has been tight. New York leads the all-time playoff series 3-1, but the game total is nearly even, with the Knicks winning 11 and the Pistons 10 across 21 games. This season, I have the Knicks returning as the 2nd seed, marking their 4th straight playoff appearance, their longest streak since the early 2000s. The Pistons enter as the 7th seed, making back-to-back playoff appearances for the first time since the late 2000s. Last year, New York's run ended in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Pacers in 6 games, but they've re-established themselves as a legitimate contender. Expect another competitive series, but with the Knicks once again holding the upper hand. In this first-round matchup, I'm predicting the New York Knicks will take the series in 6 games, proving once again they're built for playoff basketball and advancing to the next round.
The Milwaukee Bucks versus Orlando Magic.
These two teams have met twice before in the playoffs, most recently in the 2020 Eastern Conference first round, where Milwaukee won in 5 games. Historically, Milwaukee has controlled this rivalry, taking both series and 7 of 9 total playoff games. The Bucks enter the playoffs as the 6th seed, marking their 10th straight playoff appearance. Since Giannis Antetokounmpo joined the team, they've missed the playoffs only twice, remaining one of the East's most consistent contenders. However, they've been eliminated in the first round 3 straight years, last reaching the conference semifinals in 2022. Meanwhile, the Orlando Magic rise as the 3rd seed, making their 3rd consecutive playoff appearance. After falling to Boston in 5 games last year, Orlando will look to break through for their deepest run since 2010, when they last reached the Eastern Conference Finals. In this first-round matchup, my prediction is that the Orlando Magic will pull off a hard-fought series win in 7 games, a true battle that tests both teams from start to finish.
The Philadelphia 76ers versus the Atlanta Hawks.
These two teams have met 3 times in their playoff history, with their most recent clash coming in the 2021 Eastern Conference semifinals, where the Atlanta Hawks edged out the Philadelphia 76ers in a 7-game thriller. Overall, the 76ers hold the upper hand, winning 2 of the 3 series and 9 of the 14 total playoff games between them. Philadelphia returns to the playoffs after a down year that snapped their streak of 7 straight playoff appearances. This time, they're back as the 5th seed and look much more balanced and determined. Atlanta, meanwhile, also re-enters the playoffs after a 2-year absence, securing the 4th seed. With both teams looking to re-establish themselves as true contenders in the East, this series promises to be a fiery, evenly matched showdown. In this Eastern Conference first-round matchup, my prediction is that the Philadelphia 76ers will take down the Atlanta Hawks in 6 games, a convincing series win that sends Philly back into the next round.
The Golden State Warriors versus the Oklahoma City Thunder.
This marks the 4th playoff meeting between these franchises, though only one has come since the Seattle Supersonics became the Oklahoma City Thunder. Their last clash was the epic 2016 Western Conference Finals, where Golden State came back from 3-1 to win in 7 games. The Warriors return as the 8th seed, making the playoffs for the 2nd straight year after falling to Minnesota in the semi-finals. The Thunder enter as the top overall seed and defending champions, fresh off their first NBA title since relocating, defeating Indiana in a thrilling 7-game finals. Golden State leads the all-time series 9-8, but this time they face a younger, deeper Thunder team carrying championship momentum, setting up a must-watch first-round showdown. In this Western Conference first-round matchup, I'm predicting that the Oklahoma City Thunder will outlast the Golden State Warriors in a hard-fought 7-game series, a statement win that sends the defending champs back to the next round.
The San Antonio Spurs versus the Denver Nuggets.
This matchup marks the 8th playoff meeting between the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs, two franchises with decades of playoff battles. Their last clash came in the 2019 first round, when Denver edged out a tight 7-game series. Historically, San Antonio has dominated, winning 5 of 7 series and 23 of 33 total games played. This season, the Spurs returned to the playoffs for the first time since 2019, ending a 6-year drought as the 7th seed. Denver, the number 2 seed, makes its 8th straight playoff appearance, after falling to Oklahoma City in last year's semifinals. It's a battle between the rising Spurs, finally back in the mix, and a veteran Nuggets squad eager to prove its championship run wasn't a one-time spark. In this series matchup, I'm predicting that the Denver Nuggets will take control early and close it out in 5 games, a confident statement win that sends them to the next round.
The Los Angeles Lakers versus the Houston Rockets.
This playoff matchup between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Houston Rockets rekindles one of the West's classic rivalries. These two teams have met 9 times in their playoff history, with the Lakers winning 6 series and 24 of 40 total games. Their most recent clash came in the 2020 Western Conference semifinals, where Los Angeles won in 5 games, their 4th straight series victory over Houston since 1999. The Lakers enter the playoffs for the 4th straight year as the 6th seed, looking to bounce back after last season's first-round loss to Minnesota. The Rockets, meanwhile, return as the 3rd seed, aiming to build on last year's breakthrough season after falling to Golden State in 7 games. 2 historic franchises, both with something to prove. This series should add another exciting chapter to their playoff history. In this first-round matchup, I'm predicting an upset. The Los Angeles Lakers will take down the Houston Rockets in 6 games, using their experience and poise to advance to the next round.
The Los Angeles Clippers versus the Minnesota Timberwolves.
This series marks the first ever playoff meeting between these two teams in their history. The Clippers enter the playoffs for the 4th straight year as the 5th seed, still searching for a deeper run after 3 consecutive first-round exits, including last season's 7-game loss to the Denver Nuggets. Meanwhile, the Timberwolves continue their rise as one of the West's most consistent teams, making the playoffs for the 5th straight season as the 4th seed. They're coming off back-to-back trips to the Western Conference Finals, though last year's run ended in 5 games against the eventual champion Oklahoma City Thunder. With both teams hungry to break through different barriers, this matchup has the potential to be one of the most competitive and entertaining series of the first round. In this matchup, I'm predicting the Minnesota Timberwolves to take care of business, defeating the Los Angeles Clippers in 6 games and advancing to the next round.
The Philadelphia 76ers versus the Cleveland Cavaliers.
The Philadelphia 76ers and the Cleveland Cavaliers have met only once before in the playoffs, back in the 1990 Eastern Conference first round, when Philadelphia won the series in 5 games. Now, 35 years later, they meet again with much higher stakes. The 76ers return to the semifinals for the 6th time since 2018, continuing a stretch of consistent playoff success, though they've yet to advance beyond this round since their 2001 finals run. The Cavaliers, meanwhile, are making their 3rd straight trip to the semifinals and 4th consecutive playoff appearance, still chasing their first finals berth since 2018. Both teams are built to win now, but only one will finally break through that semifinal wall. In this matchup, I'm predicting that the Cleveland Cavaliers will close out the series in 6 games, advancing to their first conference finals since their 2018 NBA Finals run.
The Orlando Magic versus the New York Knicks.
The Orlando Magic and the New York Knicks will meet in the playoffs for the very first time, marking a fresh chapter between these two franchises. While Orlando holds the edge in their all-time regular season matchups, this playoff clash feels like a true toss-up. For the Magic, this marks their first trip to the Eastern Conference semifinals since their 2010 Conference Finals run. After years of early exits, they're finally showing signs of breaking through. The Knicks, meanwhile, are chasing a 2nd straight trip to the conference finals, coming off one of their best postseason stretches in decades, and with 2 semifinal appearances in their last 3 playoff runs. In this Eastern Conference semifinals matchup, I'm predicting that the New York Knicks to outlast the Orlando Magic in a hard-fought 6-game series and will punch their ticket back to the conference finals.
The Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Oklahoma City Thunder.
The Minnesota Timberwolves and the Oklahoma City Thunder have met twice in their playoff history, once when the franchise was still the Seattle Supersonics, and once as the Thunder. Their most recent clash came in the 2025 Western Conference Finals, where Oklahoma City took the series in 5 games. The first meeting dates back to 1998, when Seattle also prevailed in 5 games. Overall, Oklahoma's franchise has dominated the matchup, winning both series and 7 of the 10 total games played. Minnesota will be aiming to reach the conference finals for the 3rd straight season, a feat that would set a new franchise record. Meanwhile, the defending champions Thunder look to make another deep playoff run and prove their title last year was just the beginning of a new dynasty. So, in this playoff series matchup, my prediction is that the Oklahoma City Thunder will win this series in 6 games.
The Los Angeles Lakers versus the Denver Nuggets.
The Los Angeles Lakers and the Denver Nuggets have a long playoff history, meeting 9 times in the playoffs. Since 2020 alone, they've clashed 3 times, with their most recent matchup coming in the 2024 Western Conference first round, where Denver won in 5 games. Historically, the Lakers have dominated the rivalry, winning 7 of the 9 series and holding a 26-16 edge in total playoff victories, but Denver has taken the last 2 in a row. This year, the Lakers are making their deepest playoff push since their 2023 conference finals run against these same Nuggets, while Denver looks to reach the conference finals for the first time since capturing their championship, continuing what's become one of the NBA's best modern rivalries. In this Western Conference semifinals matchup, I'm predicting that the Denver Nuggets to outlast the Los Angeles Lakers in a thrilling 7-game series and punch their ticket back to the conference finals.
The Eastern Conference Finals. The New York Knicks versus the Cleveland Cavaliers.
In the Eastern Conference Finals, the New York Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers meet in what will be their 5th ever playoff showdown. All 4 previous series came in the first round, with the most recent one coming in 2023 when New York won in 5 games. Historically, the Knicks have completely controlled this matchup, winning every series and 12 of the 14 total games played. This time, the stakes are higher than ever. The Knicks are chasing their first NBA Finals appearance since 1999, while the Cavaliers aim to return to the grand stage for the first time since their 2018 run with LeBron James. In this Eastern Conference Finals showdown, I'm predicting the Cleveland Cavaliers to edge out the New York Knicks in a hard-fought 7-game battle, earning their first trip back to the NBA Finals since 2018.
The Western Conference Finals, the Denver Nuggets versus the Oklahoma City Thunder.
The Denver Nuggets and the Oklahoma City Thunder will meet in the playoffs for the 6th time in their shared history, and for the 3rd time since the franchise became the Thunder. This marks their first ever clash in the Western Conference Finals as Oklahoma City. Their most recent playoff meeting came just last year in the 2025 semifinals, where the Thunder prevailed in a thrilling 7-game series. Overall, Oklahoma City holds the edge, winning 3 of the 5 playoff matchups and 16 of 28 total games. The Nuggets are determined to return to the NBA Finals for the first time since their 2023 championship, while the Thunder aim to defend their crown and capture back-to-back titles. In this Western Conference Finals showdown, I'm predicting the Denver Nuggets to outlast the Oklahoma City Thunder in a thrilling 7-game series, securing their 3rd NBA Finals appearance in franchise history.
In the NBA Finals, the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Denver Nuggets.
In this year's NBA Finals, the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Denver Nuggets will meet for the very first time on basketball's biggest stage. While Denver holds the regular season edge over Cleveland, both teams enter with championship pedigrees and something to prove. The Cavaliers are chasing their 2nd title in franchise history, their first since the unforgettable 2016 Finals, and their 6th overall trip to the big stage. The Nuggets, meanwhile, return to the finals for the first time since their 2023 championship run, just their 3rd appearance in team history. 2 elite teams, 1 ultimate prize. This matchup has all the makings of an incredible NBA Finals. For this NBA Finals matchup, I'm predicting the Denver Nuggets to capture their 2nd NBA championship in franchise history, edging out the Cleveland Cavaliers in a hard-fought 7-game series.
So those are my NBA playoff predictions for this season. Who do you think will win the NBA Finals this year? Let me know and drop a comment. So if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you never miss an update. And if you love sports, you found the right place. This channel is all about bringing you the latest and greatest sports content. And don't forget to share this video with more sports enthusiasts. For more NBA content and much more, please click up here to dive into more videos. And thank you so much for watching. Your support is really appreciated. I'm Sportsagator, and I'll catch you guys next time. Until then, keep loving sports.